All right, I'm going to have to sit down for this one. Here I am back in the basement. I'm going to bring you up here. Because it's time to tell everybody what's going on. So let me bring you up here. Hey Steve, no, all is not well. Chad, welcome. Um, I'm not going to be doing any work on this one, but welcome, just the same. Um, we're going to work on some interesting stuff in the future. Hey Stanley. So there is a future here, but today is not about that. Hey Darryl. Darryl, you might know what's going on already. And Mike is here. Mike, you've been a good friend. Thank you. Mike. I have not gotten a chance to call you, and please forgive me for that. So we have a few people here. I might as well tell everybody what's going on. It's pretty simple. My father died yesterday. He has been in the hospital. A couple months ago, he went in the hospital. And hey, Craig. Um, and he went in the hospital kind of suddenly. He was having, peripheral old guy issues. He's not that old, 71 years old. Um, he was having kind of peripheral issues for a bit, but he ended up um, in the hospital for this, that, or the other, and they ended up doing a scan. And turns out the peripheral issues that he was having were not so peripheral. They were probably more symptoms of what was actually going on. When he went in the hospital, he was effectively stage 4 adenocarcinoma. So he had some type of metastatic cancer, and we don't have an exact diagnosis on that. And at this point, it's irrelevant. The last few months, I've been kind of dealing with that. That basically, as soon as he went in the hospital, I knew that he was in really bad trouble. And so I've been working my butt off for the last few months, just working, trying to stay busy, and dreading this day. So, uh, hey Eric. Uh, Thanks, Mike, and Jason. Thanks so much. Yeah. So yesterday, I got a text from my brother, and he said, "Hurry." So I drove down in a flash yesterday, and we spent the day with Dad. And yesterday afternoon, he passed. So can't possibly describe it. I just it was so fast, and it's not really that unexpected. I knew he was having issues, and back in April or May, it was kind of like, hey Dad, you're not feeling good with COVID, so we had the pandemic going on. So okay, Dad, feel better, and come up, we'll do a project, and that just never happened. So, uh, was crying a lot today. Yesterday I was crying so much my face hurt. Just this awful. Um, so the good news for patients, if any patients happen to be watching this, patients of my father, um, we do have another doctor that's taking over. There will be a letter coming. Um, so just so everybody knows, there is communication coming to existing patients in the next few weeks, and so we will let everybody know kind of what happened and what's going on. For me personally, uh, I'm still working where I'm working, and which means I am not taking over Dad's office. So, at least there's for right now, the office is going to be wound down. Um, a little bit about my father, and I'm going to tell this to everybody because the thought is consistent. A lot of dads, I think many dads, are heroes by default for their kids. And I think it's the rare person that gets to really know and understand whether the dad is worthy of that. Personally and professionally, I had the wonderful privilege of knowing that he was absolutely worthy of that. And to anybody that knew him, um, the most honest guy ever. Just genuinely an honest guy, and he really, truly cared for people. And I think it really shows with all the people I've talked to in the last 24 hours. Um, it really shows. And we've had to keep this kind of low key for a little bit, but because of the business issues. But so many people, he's really impacted and touched, and not the least of those was me. So I had my cup of coffee. Um, I have my cup of coffee in tribute to Dad. I just consider myself so fortunate I was able to say goodbye, and wipe the slate clean. It was nice. And so many guys don't get that opportunity. Um, Anybody going through this or that will go through this, it was a wonderful blessing. I was there when he passed, but it's really hard. And I'd say that I'm familiar with that sort of thing more than most. And if you're not, it's even harder, got to be harder to deal with it. So, my brother has been very strong. So thank you to Clifford for that. My cousins were here, Andy and Laura. Thank you. Hugely helpful, to have them here. They were just great having them around. And my mother is noticeably a wreck, which is very understandable. But I wouldn't have had it any other way. Just 20 years later, we were not expecting this. Thanks, Ken. Appreciate it. Um, there will be, for those people that are wondering, there will be an open house. There's not going to be a funeral or a viewing or anything like that. There will be an open house, and letters should go out to friends and family about that, um, so that there will be some time to kind of come and go as you like and have coffee and apple pie. I think that's kind of the plan, and that's about that. Personally, as of right now, I'm gonna. The reason I haven't been working on anything, I've got nearly no ambition. I've had almost no time either, and I will be taking some time off next couple of weeks, and which means I might actually get to work on a saw or two. So if Sammy, if you're watching, you're up. It's coming. Got to be some good news here. New welder showed up today, so I will get to play with that. What else? Thanks, Ken. Yep, there's some stuff that I've got for you, Ken. Actually, so we'll be in touch. And Mason, thank you. Yes, our hearts are equally broken. This is a really, really, really tough thing. God needed another dentist. Lord knows why. And I have a sneaky suspicion that as bad as I felt this now, I think a few years from now it'll hit me more when I really, really, really need him for trimming a tree or something like that. Whatever it is, I'm going to say, darn it, need that guy around. Thomas, he is, all the time. You're absolutely right. The Englanders in heaven with bad teeth. Oh, yeah. Oh. I just don't know what else to say. Been a rough day. Been a rough day. I've had some wonderful people reach out, and there's just so many people that I've talked to, and I keep coming up with more people that I need to talk to, and just touch bases with, and yeah. So for those people that were wondering what's going on with the channel, that's at least one of the things. uh, there are plenty of other things that have happened this year that are really not so good, and this was by far the worst, but also not the only thing. So, questions, comments, anything else? Hey, Edwin. Yeah, you guys got to go back a bit. For those people that just tuned in, my father passed away yesterday. So he was basically suddenly diagnosed with stage 4 adenocarcinoma a couple months ago. So I've been dealing with working super hard and also dealing with that. And yeah. So you can, if you want to go back and see what I said about him, then you're welcome to do that. So many other people I could just rattle off and thank that have just been so wonderful, but my brother has been great. Cliff, thank you. Andy and Laura too, and of course Mom. This is super hard, but we were all there at the end, and I just so fortunate to have been able to do that. Hey, Sammy. Yeah, appreciate it. The welder's here. It is. Um, just need to get that going, and we're gonna have you a 272 in a hurry, and we got to get Mason to test it too. But yeah, so it's. Talked to Dad a couple of days ago. He was actually pretty lucid and pretty chipper. Um, and then yesterday when I saw him, it just not good. Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate the prayers. Much appreciated. So yeah, so I really I don't feel like doing anything tonight. I know I've got tons of stuff here to do, but I just don't. I'm not feeling it. You guys understand. Um, Up on the list here, we've got Sammy's 026 that I need to get ported and put back together. Um, I've got some welding to do with the new TIG welder. That's going to be fun. So there's a bunch of stuff that we're going to be doing. If anybody has any questions or comments, you're welcome to post them here, obviously. What I think we're going to do is, if there's any donations that wanted to be given or anything like that, I think it's going to all be directed to a group called Students International, which is the group that we did missions with in the Dominican Republic. And so we went like 7 or 8 times together. I lost count. But obviously there'll be an announcement for friends and family that'll be part of, I think, the letter that goes out to people. Anyway. Marcelina Valencia, what's going on? Not good things. Yeah, Dad was my hero. You know, literally all of this was basically started by him. You know, by his inspiration. So, and it was always, you know, he had never-ending trouble with saws, and so it was kind of like, okay, I gotta do this, and eventually I said, I gotta get this, damn it, and but that was all, you know, effectively sparked by him. So I'll keep this relatively short and sweet. I'll try to be back on and get some stuff done. That way we can actually get some projects done, and enjoy them together like we always have here. But please forgive me if my ambition's a little bit low. Thanks, Marcelino. Appreciate that. So, to Dad, and to doing projects in heaven. A few years ago, I took a walk with Dad, and he was avidly into fruit and nut trees. That was his thing. Dentistry, yes, but he would be much happier with a nice orchard of fruit and nut trees. Put him out there and literally put him out to pasture, and he would have been fine with that. But he also had never-ending trouble with pests of all kinds. If it wasn't the deer, it was the squirrels. If it wasn't the squirrels, it was the chipmunks. If it wasn't chipmunks, it was the slugs. If it was the slugs, it was the fungus. If it wasn't that, it was the bacteria. If it wasn't that, it was the blight. If it wasn't that, it was the birds, or just keep running down the list of stuff that the groundhogs, you know, run down the list of stuff that just plagued him for for the gardens for years and just never made a whole lot of headway. It was so incredibly frustrating. He just kept going, just kept doing it. So, to my father, my hero, you will be missed. And to the rest of my family who's been so strong with me, thank you. To my friends, thank you, thank you, thank you for reaching out and being so supportive. Um, and to the people on YouTube, you guys kind of keep me going. And again, please forgive me for not having nearly as much ambition and not supporting you as much as I could have, especially in these last couple months. So, we'll get on. We'll do some projects coming up. We'll find something to do. One day I'll get Buck over here, and we're gonna get back to it. Mason will be back here too. I'm sure we'll see him in a fairly soon for something. We got to get him over here for something. Um, yeah. Again, there's a zillion guys I could thank, but um, thanks to Ken for doing the moderating. Do very much appreciate it, and we will catch you guys some other time. So, cheers to my father. Hey, Brett. Thanks much. I'm going to be taking some time. Don't worry. And during that time, you guys, believe it or not, are part of the family. This is YouTube, and you know what? I dearly love hanging out with you guys. I really do. This is a huge kick for me, and I love doing it live. I love having it's just such a huge kick. Um, and I hope you guys have just as much fun as I do. But I'm not feeling it lately, So this has been a year of getting kicked down and kicked down and kicked down, and this is a really big kick down. I'm gonna get back up, and we're gonna do some projects. We will. So. I gotta go. Cheers to my dad. And everybody have a great night. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you guys soon. Cheers. You're right, Andrew. We do. It's a good point. I'm out. Thanks, Craig.